Yo, what's going on? It's been a minute since I uploaded. It's been a very busy Q4 season for e-commerce and info marketing. I just got back from Orlando Funnel Hacking Live 2023. Met with some of my clients and some of my friends there. Saw a lot of them hop on stage. We're getting the 2 Comma Club award. Got back home and excited to create some content for you. So in today's video, you're gonna be learning how to start email copywriting for yourself. You might be a freelancer, and let's say you're an agency and you're looking for maybe another industry or another niche you want to tap into. Maybe you're sick of media buying, sick of doing lead gen for real estate companies, and you wanted to start copywriting and email marketing. And that's what I'm gonna be explaining in this video. So let's dive right in. How to start email copywriting for yourself. And since it's Q4, which is the last 3 months of the entire year, it is the most busiest season for a lot of these e-commerce based businesses. And they're really looking to ramp up their back end, get more profits from email marketing, because a lot of businesses just aren't focusing on their email list. This is where you can come in and really improve what's going on in their emails and potentially doubling their email revenue just by switching a few words on their emails. So what are you going to learn today? Number one is that you're going to learn what is email copywriting even and how it differs from regular copywriting. And number two, how to do research when writing, because the best copywriters know how to do the best research. You don't necessarily have to spend the most time on, but you usually know where to look and what to look for. Number three is how to start email copywriting for yourself and how you can ride Q4 as a way to trampoline your agency to start getting more copywriting clients this year. So before we get into email copywriting, let me first explain what copywriting is in itself. Number one is that you have to make the customer or the audience, problem aware, right? If they don't know what their problem is, why would they buy? Like if you had no back pain, then why would you get back pain pillows or medicine, stuff like that? You're just not aware of that pain. So you can make sure that your audience and your reader is aware of their problem. Most of the time in ecom, a lot of people are buying products just to solve an instant issue, like maybe a back posture corrector and stuff like that. You want to make their problems hurt. And this leads me to my next point, which is making their problems hurt. And this is a sign of a good copywriter, being able to, raise awareness of the problem that the customer is having. And number two is then really deepening and, stabbing that knife in there and just kind of wiggling it around. Number three is telling them there's a solution and actually providing your solution to them. Provides the best possible, way of outcome. Just by investing, and spending money on your product or your service, you're able to solve that problem. Once you've told them there's a solution, then you tell them what's included in the solution. Then you tell them how much it costs, and then if you can, offer them a guarantee, because people, they love guarantees. And good copywriters don't have to include all and every single one of these points, but it's good that you hit most of them when you're writing emails or when you're just writing regular copy. And of course, last but not least is asking them to buy the CTA, the call to action. Every single email that you write has to have call to actions. And I was speaking to like a 9-figure entrepreneur, at Orlando Funnel Hacking Live the other day, and he has a list of like 50,000 people, and every day he sends an email, but each email has no call to action. So what are the people trying to go to? Like, where are they trying to go to? Where are you funneling your audience and your traffic to? And these 9-figure business owners and 8-figure business owners, they all need email people and email teams and copywriters to help ramp up their emails. And that's why I'm making this video today, just to inform you that it's Q4. A lot of these businesses need email teams, and they actually need to have that extra revenue coming in. They really benefit from having a good copywriters on their team. All right, now we've explained what copywriting 101 is. Now let's go ahead and explain what email copywriting is. So email copywriting is just using words or copywriting, in emails to get people to buy. It's very simple. It's as simple as that, right? And if you didn't know already, studies show that around 4.4 billion people are actively using emails every single day. So if you're thinking, oh, TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook, they're always taken over because they're social. But actually Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok added together still don't have the total monthly users compared to email. Email is always popping off. So why aren't you spending some time doing some copywriting in the emails and making some money, right? So if the previous copywriting kind of formula is too complicated, then you guys can use this one as well. This is the formula I used when I first started writing emails, just to help me make sure I hit all the points and hit all the key emotional daggers in the writing, right? So the first one is persuasion. You need to persuade them to do something, right? Number two is engage, keep them curious, keep them engaged in the email so that they read line after line. If they don't, read that line after line, how are you gonna get them to click at the bottom of the email, right? Number three is you could also be informing them about something. Oh, hey, there's a Halloween sale going on next week. There's a Christmas sale coming out next month. Email marketing not only includes selling, but sometimes also includes browse products and informing people, informing your customers what your brand is doing so that they're up to date. And of course, last but not least, very important, the call to action. All right, so now let's move on to the different niches you can start copywriting in. So the first niche I actually got started in was actually the construction niche. I was in civil engineering back in 2018, and I was in charge of doing the marketing department for getting more women to get into the civil engineering department, because it was just too many men. The higher ups were like, hey, we need more women in here. So then I started running ads to get female engineers to come into the construction company for free internship. And we actually managed to get around 20-30 girls into the construction office just by running a Facebook lead ad. And on that lead ad, of course, you need copywriting. Everything needs copy. So that was actually how I got my first experience in. But then actually after that, I then transitioned into doing e-commerce businesses and doing email marketing on Shopify and Klaviyo. This is the big niche that really got me to the 6-figure mark, just by having those clients in the ecom niche, because it's so much more scalable than, let's say, a construction company. Another trending niche is selling info products and selling, online services to people. And the copy that you use between all these different niches are very different. Good copywriters can write in any niche. You just have to do the proper and the right research. But all in all, I recommend starting with ecom businesses and also selling info products. But there's also a lot of opportunity in doing real estate, in doing law firms, in doing construction companies, and doing copywriting for those companies. So now let's take a look at some examples of some ecom emails. This is an email from APC. I believe it's a French clothing brand. They kind of send back to stock and overstock sale email. This is kind of like informing you and also providing some urgency in having a CTA, right? They have shop woman's overstock sale. They have a very simple CTA, and usually ecom emails tend to be more simpler with a lot more images. The copy is honestly very, very simple. You just write 2 lines, right? And you're good to go. Same thing for here. Our copywriting agency have actually worked with many flower brands in Ecuador as well. So we're actually pretty familiar with the flower and infinity rose niche. Usually for ecom emails, you just have it's usually very visual, depending on your brand. But for flowers, you kind of want that to kind of show more. So we actually have more visual stuff and not as much copy. We want them to focus on what they're looking at. And for roses, it's usually, for celebration, for gifts, for weddings, for baby showers. So it's always a very positive kind of. So usually people are coming here on a good mood. So we want to actually elevate that using the copy. So usually for e-commerce, it's very much like trigger-based marketing. So, after someone's clicked on a product several times, after someone, checked out the product page and actually clicked on add to cart and clicked on checkout, there will be emails sent to these customers depending on what action they took on the website. So this is why email copywriting is so powerful, and it just hurts me that so many brands aren't actually actively utilizing it. It's because trigger-based marketing is so strong. After someone's looked at the product and they leave, they get immediately send an email, hey, check out the product again. Literally like the second or the hour they forget about it, then they get received an email from that brand saying, hey, you left your roses in cart, go back and check it out. So it's a very strong marketing in getting the correct customer at the correct time. Email marketing is super good at that. But also there's another aspect of emails in ecom businesses, which is transactional emails. So when I'm working with my clients, not only do I have to make flows for them, but I also have to make transactional emails, making sure that every time a customer purchases, their shipping information, their order guarantee, their order confirmation, their shipping update emails are all good to go. So our customers are always happy because they're always updated on their order. And customers don't actually care that much if their order is late. You just need to give them like updates and make sure that they're informed. Most of them are pretty chill like that. So now let's move on to direct response emails. So this is pretty much a kind of different kind of look at writing emails. This is more for long form emails where you have to write 200 pages or something like that. But for emails, usually you just keep it like a couple pages long if it's for a long form email. Long form direct response emails are usually used for, let's say, niches and industries where you need to have a lot of storytelling. So for example, let's say this one right here, this is from a fitness testosterone coach, I believe. And I got this in my inbox and say, look, if you have low testosterone, you need to sleep this much, you need to do this. So he tells a lot of stories in his emails, and he actually just like kind of funnels it into what you should do. And at the end of the email, he has a call to action. And also I was looking at some condos in Calgary, and I also received an email from a real estate company having some pictures and saying, oh, to access the floor plan and price list, we noticed that you haven't, looked at the website and haven't talked to our sales rep yet. So why don't you check out this email just to see the floor plans, to see if you're interested. So I believe that is a pretty strong email, very easy to do. You just have like a very plain button. Honestly, you could come in and actually improve that a lot, but they're making money with emails like this. So if you can improve that, it'll be super easy to make money from your end too. So arguably the most important thing in copywriting, and not just copywriting, but also email copywriting, is storytelling. So it's important that, depending on your niche, maybe you're working with a client who helps, let's say, men find more women, get their first match, and get more dates, that kind of offer. You probably need to use a lot of storytelling in your emails to say, oh, I had a friend named Matthew, he was a super introverted, he was short, he was bald, he wasn't jacked, he couldn't get any woman, and then he transformed into this. Transformations and stories are just so easily digested by people, and that's why a lot of stories are passed on from generation to generation, because people just love telling stories and love listening to them. But if there's only one thing you're gonna be getting out of this video is that you should actively practice how to storytell, how to tell good stories to people, not just, in emails, but also in face-to-face, getting people interested in stories. If you're in a room full of people and you're telling a story and everyone's looking at you, then you're a good storyteller, right? And you wanna make sure that you're that person on the emails. The next super important thing to do is to do your research before you start writing for your clients. So the first thing to do is to actually, what I do right now is sometimes I hop on the ChatGPT and I look at what some of the top objections are or the emotional barriers someone may have before they buy regarding my product. So I was doing some research for a pearl necklace brand and I was like, okay, I want to write some copy for this brand. So just give me 5 objections someone might face before they're buying a pearl necklace online. And as you can see, ChatGPT has spit out a few bullets. There's obviously more than that. There's around 5 bullets, but then you can always put this in the FAQ section of your product page. And if you're not happy with the response here, then you can just, give them another prompt. Say, hey, now give me 10 more and include the word pearl necklace and pretend you're an SEO expert. So then your page is filled up with that word. So, it optimizes for SEO in Google, right? And it spits out a pretty decent product page description with the relevant SEO terms. And on top of using AI, it's also important to do your own research. So really research what your client's industry is, their competitors. Also use Reddit forums and Facebook groups, and just kind of spending 1 to 2 hours before you actually start writing anything, just to go through people's struggles or objections or emotional barriers, so then you're able to hit on those emotions better. Because a good copywriter always makes the reader have an emotional response, and that's usually triggered by some sort of pain or struggle. While we're on the topic of research, I also want you guys to read 2 books before you get started with copywriting. And the first book is Cashvertising, super valuable book. I'm not gonna go too much into that in this video. If you want me to make another video on the top 5 books that I read for copywriting, I'll include that in the next video. And the book on the right is called The Copywriter's Handbook. I think they're both free, so if you just go on Google and just download the PDF, it's free, so why not just download it and start reading? But don't spend too much time reading books. Okay, actively try and do more outreach to find clients and practice writing on Google Docs on behalf of those clients, right? Only refer to the books when you have some sort of plateau, or you're stuck on something, or you think your copy can be improved somehow. Then and only then should you refer back to the book. So now if you want more in-depth trainings and more up-to-date updates from my life, and I'll actually be sending voice messages in the Instagram channel. So if you're interested in learning more about starting copywriting and email copywriting, please feel free to tap on the link down below in my description to join my free Instagram channel. I drop tips and tricks there on how to find clients, how to get clients, how to write better emails. Please do feel free and click on the link below and join my free Instagram channel, and I'm super excited to see you there. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this video so far. If you liked it, please drop a like and a comment, and even subscribe if you've enjoyed the content so far, and I'll see you in the next video.